Okay. Hello. Good evening. Oh, dear is weird again. Oh, dear is always weird. Hello. Okay. I need to believe it's gonna be okay. Like an orc. Here. Okay. I'm back. And once again, I am a bit different. Just a little bit.
Go.
And now I can finally play while holding tea again. So, we need to face the first or the Memovira again. Well, Matt, you need something? Um, you said you had other important matters to focus on? Well, it's not really your business. But then, neither were my patrols, and I owe you that much. The Memovira. You've probably heard she doesn't leave the fortress anymore. Well, that's because of the way the Bloom's been acting lately, and I think I know what the Bloom's behavior means. The Memovira doesn't ever leave the fortress. Never. Not for months. Hello, good evening. I'm here. Same, but different. That's why I was absent on the Sunday. And I must admit, I am really proud of this vision. She's afraid of the bloom, of what it might do to her. She thinks the closing and shifting of moles is a message, a warning. Okay, just let me pass. Um, can you let me through? Happy New Year to you too. Right. Ishan should have found his way back by now. Is he safe? So his story was true. I admit, I didn't expect to see either of you alive again. Yes, he is safe, and the Memovira is expecting you. She will see you whenever you're ready. Couldn't we do that from the start? You should know the Memovira seemed angry that you succeeded. I don't understand it either, but I've seen her like this before. My advice: take care of any unfinished business you have before you go see her. That's assuming you have to see her, of course. Do I? Yeah, I do. Follow me. So the heroine returns. I did something for New Year's. I went to friends and we ate and we played Beyblades. That was the first time I saw 6 adults really enjoying Beyblades. The Muvira's gaze is strong and unflinching, though her face is lined and stress marks her mouth. Impressive! Even with everything I'd heard you had done, I did not actually think you would succeed. Why did you send me if you thought I wouldn't succeed? An interesting question. One that deserves an answer. I am the first. Yeah, we already know. I have kept myself hidden for a century and more, watching, waiting, letting our damned sire execute his twisted plans, thinking he had the upper hand. But we have plans of our own. Suddenly, several familiar customs materialize out of nowhere. You can't place all of their faces, but you immediately recognize Page Reken. The trim figure of Berikel is also among them. Our sire fought to use the resonance chamber to subsume us, but I have learned I can stop the sorrow in another way. It is the door to our freedom, and you have returned to me my key. As you can see, my agents have retrieved the resonance chamber from the reef. With Mazov returned, we can use the chamber to sever the tidal connection that draws the sorrow to us like a war moth. Then we will be free forever. From the sorrow, from having to hide in Milaves on this wretched bloom, from all of our sire's stratagems, we will finally be ourselves. Our freedom is finally at hand, thanks to you. I have no doubt you have questions. From what I hear, you always have questions. You may ask them while Mazov finishes his work. How was Mazov taken from you in the first place? That's what I don't understand. Also, it's really great thing that the very first thing we were supposed to fix is appearing right here in the very end. The bloom turned on me without warning, or perhaps there were signs I missed. It devoured a large chunk of the fortress, and Mazov's workshop with it. I have endeavored to keep it out ever since, but it was too late. Mazov was gone. He's lucky it was me the bloom wanted, else he would have been devoured immediately. How long have you been hiding in here? A decade? More? I rescued Mazov from the Reaper after our sire abandoned him. The bloom's hatred of the sorrow and its power to keep it at bay was known to me, so I came here in disguise. When the bloom began turning against the old Numenera, I saw an opportunity. I needed his resources to find the resonance chamber before our sire found a way to activate it. Now the bloom has turned against me. But it won't matter soon. Why didn't you just tell me you were the first from the beginning? Frankly, I don't trust you. There are certain voices in your head. I can't know what side you're really on, so it was safer to use you instead. Voices? What are you talking about? I can't tell if you're being coy or stupid. I've known the changing god was in your mind since you spoke to Mazov in Osifagan. I was there. I am the Chimera. With the changing god alive, all my plans, all of our lives were in jeopardy. Rest assured, I will do anything to stop him. You would do anything to stop him? Even kill me and countless innocents? You are his key, the catalyst he created to activate the chamber. He would use it to subsume all of us into himself, to kill us. Do you understand? I have been trying to stop that from happening ever since I learned that our sire's true plans were. Then, when you spoke to Mazov in Osifagan, using poor Zarian's body, I knew he was close. I knew where you would appear. But not when. I've been watching Mielavest ever since, waiting for you. When you escaped the sanctuary, I panicked. Years of planning undone. But then you came here, to me. The trip to the heart was a fool's errand, you know. Whether you succeeded or not, I would have what I needed. Either you'd be dead, and our Cyrus plans with you, or else you would have Mazov back to enact my own plans. And our Cyrus plans would no longer matter. Okay, we need to talk about the chamber. It's a poor plan. Of course we do. Oh, very well. What do you want to know? What can't your curiosity live without? I thought that my body was the catalyst. It is. The changing god created your body specifically to activate the chamber, to channel its powers. We discovered you had become a Kastov when you spoke to Mazov, Rosarian Daywalker. Your body was designed to control the tidal connection between us. But of course our sire doesn't want to sever that connection. He wants to use it to draw all Kastovs back into himself, snuffing us out. I won't let that happen. So Mazov has reconfigured the chamber to work with any Kastov. Is it true that the chamber can be used to weaken the sorrow? She looks to Mazov. You can't read the man's expression, but the first says, perhaps, but not what. But what would that accomplish? The sorrow has been weakened many times, yet it does not die. I will not risk our lives like that. Severing the tidal connections between us is our only hope of stopping the sorrow and surviving. Is there really no other way? There is one other way. Our sire's way. Suck every living Kastov back into a single body. But what good is that? No. The only way to stop the sorrow is to remove what it seeks. It haunts us because our bodies abuse the tides. In severing the connection, that abuse will end. Our sire didn't know what he was doing when he made our bodies. The sorrow is the consequence. But I will undo his mistakes. Sighs at your side. Your companion sounds and feels weary. But your plan will kill the Kastovs, not free them. We need the connection in order to live. What ridiculous conjecture. Where did you hear that? A memory. When I found Mazov. It was from Tom. Tom said both our sire's plans and yours would kill us all. Tom? No, Tom is mistaken. What could he know about the details of my plan? The sorrow tracks us with the tides. In severing the tidal connection between us, the labyrinth, our sire called it, we will no longer be connected to the tides. We will no longer abuse them, and the sorrow will stop its hunt. We will be free. It must be done. Can my body still activate the chamber then? Of course it can. Mazov has repaired the machine, not broken it further. But rest assured, if you go anywhere near that chamber, I will kill you myself. We should use the chamber to weaken the sorrow. We might be able to kill it this time. Are you a fool? The sorrow cannot be killed. You, however, can... Which you'll discover if you try to get anywhere near the chamber. The only reason you're alive at all is because I'm optimistic. I hope you're smarter than that. Fine. Activated. It would be foolish to do anything else. Come, brothers and sisters, our freedom awaits. Survive the Source attack long enough for the resonance chamber to something. The entire fortress shakes, dust and stones falling from the ceiling above. What was that? The first sniffs the air, her body glowing with new power from the resonance chamber. The sorrow, it's here, but it's too soon. The resonance chamber hasn't finished its activation cycle. She readjusts her grip on the hilt of her blade. We'll have to face our enemy. Take heart. We only need to survive a few more minutes before we are forever free. As she turns to fight, you notice the resonance chamber's console is still functional. Perhaps there's still a chance to redirect its power before it has fully charged. Ah, sneaky. If Tashi's here, why he didn't tell anything? I mean, we were talking about his theory, and I leveled up in the meantime. Great. Okay, you cannot get there. So, come here. I need you guys to, if possible, guard me. Oh, it worked. No, it didn't. Oi. Okay, it missed.
What's happening to me?
Yes.
Energy pours from the resonance chamber, streaming past you to envelop the Movira in its light. Redirect the energies of the resonance chambers to yourself. Your hands rise over the controls without reliance on memory. The chamber is yours to claim. It always has been. Warm, bracing light falls from the chamber onto you, covering you in a brilliant, whispering power. Okay, I still need to wait, and I think they'll turn on me now. I think so. So I should have just waited. I can't. Why would you give me level up? No. Yes? Yes. They are turning on us. What exactly does long enough mean? You guys are doing great. I'm not gonna help you. I turned on you. Iritis. Change of plans, go back.
Action! Here I come!
Now I'm starting to worry that the sorrow won't be big enough of a problem for them.
All right.
Okay. I cannot interact with this, I just have to survive. They are trying to hit me, so I might as well just hide and be
Let's go.
like so. Should also hide like so. I'm a coward. This is the way I do things. If I can hide with no consequences, not let it be.
Someone needs to smash me in the face with some healing.
I'm baffled by that range, honestly. Hmm? Oh.
Just what I needed.
Yeah, I'm not moving. So this is the newest DLC to Diablo 4. It's Mephisto. To be fair, I've only played 20 minutes of Diablo 2 and got to the Ghost King in Diablo 3.
Comes the boredom slayer.
But nothing beside that. I really like the story. But when it comes to games like Diablo, I prefer Path of Exile. Hiding is OP in this game. First is that she was annihilated. Oh, they have AoE.
Keeps making my eyes close.
You're okay. Oh, I played tons of first Path of Exile.
Yes, now.
I never made it too far. I made it to the late game, but because I was playing only a necromancer, it was a road to fail. So now I play Path of Exile 2, and I play it as a necromancer. Go away. If I go their way... Wait. I cannot go in there. Can I go in there? The sorrow has built up an alarming amount of power. It turns its attention to the resonance chamber. Suddenly, the chamber explodes in shafts of light, touching everyone and everything in the fortress. It has activated at last. But it doesn't feel like you expected. An intense pain explodes in your skull and a wrenching tug in your gut. The chamber is pulling you inside it, forcibly ripping your mind from your body. And if the screams are an indication, you aren't the only one. spectral figure stands in front of you, but it's not the specter. She looks familiar, but you can't. Wait, it's the ghostly woman from the fifth eye. She looks around her, confusion apparent on her face. It has begun. Who are you? I'm not a reflection, not a memory. I know that much. I don't fully know what I am yet, but swaths of memories are beginning to surface, though not all of them are mine. You're cast off. A spark of life left over when your body was otherwise abandoned. She looks around and up, as though able to see something you cannot in the black expanse. They're all here. The spark, the consciousness of every living cast-off is here now, in the labyrinth. They were drawn here by the resonant chamber. I thought the chamber would merge all the cast-offs into a body, not the labyrinth. The chamber was just a lever. The minds of the cast-offs can still be merged into a single body, but not by flipping some switch in the real world. Your fate, and that of your siblings, will be decided here, in the labyrinth that connects you all, that has always connected you. There is a place called the Resonance, a door in the deepest fathoms. The resonance lies through there. You must find it. Your body is the key. Open it. Enter it. Then you can stop the sorrow and be free. Suddenly, the ground and even the sky shake violently. You clutch your head in pain as though someone has pounded on the inside of your skull. Gradually, the pain subsides. The air stills and quiets, but the ghostly woman's eyes are wide, her mouth agape. He's already there. The changing god has broken through to the doorstep of the resonance. You'll have to force the door open, though. You have time to reach him, to stop him. But not much time. How do you know of this? I'm still asking myself that. When you and your siblings were drawn into this place, pieces of their memories filled gaps in mine. I know what happened to bring you here. I understand what is happening now, and I know where the changing god is and what he plans to do. And yet there is so much I don't know. Who am I? Why do I know all this and you don't? Well, I feel like I know the labyrinth. Why does it? Does this mean activating the chamber that nothing at all? Not nothing. You activated the chamber and so have a greater power here than the others. More clarity and control. Well, if other cast-offs were dragged here, where are they? They are lost. The chamber drew in their minds and then trapped them, each one with an illusion made from their fears and regrets. I can feel them now. Their pain, their torment. They don't realize where they are, and they cannot escape. Not on their own. She said the title. If everyone is trapped in an illusion, why aren't I? Because you're the last cast-off. Every cast-off who has met you tells me the same things. You are the latest version. Your body was designed for this. Did you never wonder why you could remember and control the labyrinth when no one cast-off could before? Then why has everything changed? All the doors and portals are different. The labyrinth is a dreamscape shared by the changing god and all of his cast-offs. Its shape is defined by your minds. All of your minds. I think the sudden influx of hundreds of cast-offs, each with their own lives and memories, has made the labyrinth unpredictable, causing even more change as they move through it. As to where these other portals go, I don't know. I only know that one over there leads down to the resonance. That is the way you must ultimately go. If you are to stop the changing god, of course. Okay. I'll try. Wait. There's one more thing. The labyrinth has become a volatile thing. Everything is changing. Even now, I can feel the portal that leads to the resonance trying to close. Make sure you have everything you need before you descend, for once you start, you may not be able to return here at all. I heard some bad things about the labyrinth. I hope it won't be that annoying as it was described. Says, its eye contracting. You sense very faintly that this is a regretful but firm not now. Okay. What about you? I haven't found anything for you, did I? Hello? The woman-shaped void doesn't respond in any way. The tides within you, however, do. You feel them uncoiling from you, reaching to the gap for whatever is lost within. Perhaps you can use them to pull the woman into being.
I'm ready to learn something new.
You plunge your mind into the frozen void before you, looking for the source of this reflection. There, a star shines in a cold, crumbling bastion, far along the forgotten borders of the labyrinth. Without thinking, you tangle your thoughts around her, and pull her back into your mind. The woman hurtles out of the icy dark, eyes wide and bloodshot, filling the outline until the outline is her. She stumbles into your labyrinth, wincing, hugging herself. Something's wrong. She clutches her face, gasping, fingers digging into her scalp, baring her teeth like a wounded animal. It hurts! Tell me about your cast-off father, now. Orsiol, cast-off! I was hearing voices telling me to be... telling me to be someone else. He found me, helped me. Then, one day, the house fell on me. He wanted to die. She falls silent, but you don't need to be told what happened next. You've seen the statue after all. It was grief that drove Orsoil to seek death in the sorrow's arms. Dark red blood seeps through the young woman's clothes, and she reaches out to you. Blisters rise on her forearms in a tripled flood. How do I send you back? In response, she gurgles as great bloody rifts split her arms, bite through her shoulders and cut her throat. Her eyes bulge and burst. Orsolio's daughter falls apart in a mangled jumble of limbs. That was gruesome. I love it. Where have I found you? The woman She strides towards you, all confidence and grace. She has none of the fear and awkwardness you remember. And yet, the eyes are still Rin's. The fear is gone, but the bright spark of innocence and joy is still there. Brighter, even. She squeezes your shoulder with a firm hand.
Damn, you haven't changed at all. You're exactly like I remember you. I mean, warmth and welcome on your road, stranger.
You've changed quite a lot. When she laughs, it's like a song, like the sun bursting out from behind the clouds. I should hope so. It's been, what, 10 years? More? I can't even remember. But I'm still me. I grew up, but I'm still that little girl you rescued all those years ago. You're still carrying Teria, aren't you? That's code of finding I gave you. Remember? Goes about, I can't believe he was strong enough. I was just a kid when I made him, and it doesn't look like you've aged much at all. But where in my mind? Your god helped you find me here? He's more powerful god than either of us knew. I can't take credit though. I hardly knew what I was doing. I just knew I wanted to see you again. Teria is what came of it. It's good to see you again. It's good to see you too, old friend. I think about you all the time. I came because Teria called me back. He's under the impression that you need my help. I would say he might be right. Where are we anyway? The resonance chamber was activated. It trapped me and all the other castles here in the labyrinth. That sounds terrible. No wonder Teria called me. Well, I'm here to help if you need me. I do need you, and I'm glad you're here. Of course, old friend. Come on.
Absolutely, I'm here to help.
Alright, I need to level up. Perhaps the last time to level up. I'm not really using any skills. No, not effort. Skill? Endurance? Yes. Oh, I'm gonna level up. Extra effort, yes. Oh. I am still wearing that armor, and I think the game is a little bit too loud. Where is it? Okay. No! Leave me alone, you vultures! Lady Ansha, the entrepreneurial caster from Milavis, is in tears. She flaps her ornamented hands desperately in the air, her face stretched in sorrow and regret. As you step closer, you catch shades, flickers in the corners of your eye of what she is seeing. Luxurious fabrics, marvelous oddities, and expensive-looking devices of all kinds are arrayed around her like a horde. And several shadows are taking it all away from her. She tries to grab her treasures before they can be stolen, but her hands flap through them like mist. Please! I can pay you back, just give me more time! Whatever you've lost, you still have your life. You can get the other stuff back. Of course. You're right. Do you hear her? Take it all, you leeches. I earned it all once, and I will earn it again. That was too easy. Little sister? What a nightmare. My business had gone bankrupt. Everything was being taken from me. I'm not ashamed to admit it's my greatest fear. Thank you for saving me from that. I feel like I've been given a second life. Where are we? What devilry has landed us here? Where in my mind our sire's resonance chamber drew us here? Is that so? A mental landscape, perhaps? And you and I were able to dismiss those visions with mere belief. I wonder if... She holds out one bejeweled hand and focuses on it intently. Suddenly, two vibrating crystal shards appear in the air above her hand, orbiting each other and emitting a sharp wooden scent. I love this item. I imported them from Harif, you know. They do nothing except add to decor, but I can sell them for far more than most oddities. It would seem this place lets me do more than showy shadows, yes? Can you produce anything you want in here? She looks at her hand, creating several different fantastical items. Some you recall seeing from her illusion, but also failing to create others. Not anything, it would appear, but some things. I can't say I understand the methodology behind it. Can you make something that would help me in here? Let's see, shall we? Pick what you like. Oh, so we have a shop? We have a shop. Okay. For free? Really? Oh, that's interesting. I'm using my trans-dimensional scalpel, and you're using an arbalist. Where does it go? It's not an ornament. Oh, it's a cipher. Okay, give me all of them. Give me all your stuff. Come on. I might need it. What? Something with healing, by any chance? Heavy melee weapon, no. That would be good for 80s. 12 damage, energy damage. Yeah. The hazy form of Artaglio, captain of the irregular, stands before you. He's staring around the comb, as if trying to place what he's doing here. He holds up his hands and stares at them. Through them. I suppose this is immortality of a sort, eh, Kastov? Something has happened on an instinctual level. You've established a bond with Artaglio and created a reflection of him in your mind. Some of the reflection gifts are yours, and you feel stronger for it. However, this bond fully occupies a corner of your mind. You may be able to forge connections with more than one reflection in the labyrinth, but not many. What a place you have here, Kastov. Do all of you have one of these in your heads? I'm hearing all kinds of whispers, you know, like there is more in here than we can see. Are you happy to be here? You tell me, Kastov. Does this look like the sort of place where anyone is happy? At least I'm not in the bloom anymore. Okay, I'm not gonna bother you. Let's walk around a little bit. Oh, it's the laboratory. And there is no one here. Yep.
All right.
So there is that. We could go back here. We had the free traders. No one. Okay. So the only place left is the famous labyrinth. saving. Is angry with us. Oh, I clicked out. Why? I did something. What did I do? What did I do? Ah. This is what happens when I click stuff. I moved around too much. Okay. Yes, never click on your computer. Never touch it. Don't even look at it. Oh, that's intriguing.
For you? Anything.
Oh. Oh. We're swimming. We have whole location focused on swimming and this is the only one? Shame. The short, spare, lean-faced Gibra is so wrapped up in his work that he doesn't notice your approach. His multicolored scales look like they were patched together from an avalanche of shreds and scraps. He squeezes a strangely ticking device in his left hand, regularly checking the readings from his instrument. His expression changes with every glance, twisting from amusement to horror to disgust. Real Smith, the answer, no trees. We should never have believed in trees, roots, and radicals. They've made us suffer too much. You're not a lacuna. Then we are linked, you and I. And by life and memory and torment, tell me, sister, what was the nature of your illusion? What's a lacuna? Figments, constructions fabricated from our collective consciousness. The Loichander, for instance. He is neither a cast-off nor a reflection. There may once have been an actual Gebra merchant in Bloheim. I don't know. Or perhaps he's an archetypical conglomerator. Regardless, he's a dream created entirely by the labyrinth. He doesn't even realize where or what he is. Who are you? Who are any of us? I am a part of all that we have met. I am that part of you that can hear what you're saying. Phoebe, are you a reflection of someone I've met? Haven't you been listening? I am no reflection, no lacuna, no construct of your imagination. I am just like you, a cast-off, merged by the labyrinth, awaiting a destination. What is that device? Oh, perhaps it also is an illusion. I seek to understand the nature of our shadows. If speaking with the others has been fruitless, so I observe, I measure, I hope. It is the latter that will be my downfall, I am certain. What illusion? We suffer more in our imagination than in reality. All of our brothers and sisters have been drawn into this place to keep us here while we await our destiny. The labyrinth constructs illusions from our fears, nightmares from our own self-inflicted torment. That's the title of the game. It takes the serenity of knowing oneself to free oneself. I was confronted by a scarred woman from my past. Were I not certain that I had really, truly forgiven her, I would not be speaking to you now. Can we free others from their illusions? All that consists is real, and the plane of consistency is the abolition of all metaphor. Some can free themselves, as I have. Some merely need to be told what they fear is unreal. The rest are more difficult. I suspect that if one steps into the metaphor with them, takes their hand and leads them out, they can be freed. But you must understand the nature of the regret. I have been unsuccessful in that so far. Okay, so probably we won't be able to help them. Yep. But he was talking about this one. The wiry Gipper gives you a nod as you approach, his lips crooked into a friendly smile, although his relaxed posture suggests a measure. Sorry. Although his relaxed posture suggests a measure of comfort with his surroundings, his hand is wrapped tightly, almost nervously, around a tattered, leather-bound notebook. Inexplicably, the book seems unaffected by the water. Lorian Stoles, census taker and demographer plenipotentiary by appointment of the Giash. Might you spare a moment for a few questions? Fimpy says you're not real. As you can imagine, we census takers receive all manner of imprecations. I suppose this imaginary jab raised to the chief demographer's decision to transition us to statistical sampling methods. I assure you, every pencil counts, even me. Can I see that book? You may not. Out of the question. Absolutely forbidden. As you can imagine, it is replete with sensitive personal information. The Giash vouchsafers the privacy of its citizens, and naturally, as the Giash agent, I must do the same. Well, I think there might be something important in the book. Please let me look at it. Pretty please? No. I don't want to waste too much. I mean, I haven't wasted my intellect on that. No, I did. Oh, right. But I'll need you to give it back to me right as soon as you've done. He hands you the book. Far from being full of personal information, it is overwhelmingly empty. There are only 5 pages that aren't blank. Each is a solid color, indigo, blue, gold, silver, and red. In the center of each is your familiar tattoo, like a deletion, an absence of color. Still, something about them draws your attention. Smells. Brackish water fouled, viscous, burning hair, garbage rotting beneath the sun. It's you. They're burning. Your feet are wet, but they're burning too, differently. They're flayed in the filthy salt water sets your nerves aflame. Why? Why are they doing this? Through the smoke, through the pain, you see a ruined land, poisoned, stripped, murdered. The natives want you to look at the stone tablet. They gibber about a contract graven in the rock generations ago. A trade. A promise. It wasn't you who made it. You swear it. You swore it before. As the folk first pleaded and then howled about the living sphere they grew for you. How they sapped the land's health and drove the earth below the sea to quicken the sphere. Madness, pain and madness, your entire life, pain and madness and fire, a few hours and nothing else. Then it will all end. It wasn't me, I wasn't even here. Death without reason, punishment without crime, a legacy of ash washed away in a rising tide. These are cast off memories. There's some familiarity to them, but that's nothing new in this place. There is a time to question, a time to obey. As a soldier, you know the difference. As a friend, even. Does she really mean to put her trust in this pendant? His study is adorned with trophies, accolades. A particularly large one commends its recipient for solving a complex fraud permeating the entire operation of the caravanserai. Vanity, the very organization of the room, not a clutter, but a catalogue, is a shrine to self love. As an officer, you disappear behind your ribbons, you obliterate yourself. This puzzle breaker has done exactly the opposite. Obedience. The order is given. Your job is to secure the services of a brilliant mind for whom no conundrum has proven insoluble. To ask, to wonder, to ponder, those are tasks for another. Let the endless battle end. Let the dying stop. Lying prone on the dune, the pale grey cloak and cowl blending with the dirt, you are surely invisible to the distant caravanners. They can no more see you than they can detect the iron wind howling their way. They are ignorant of the line being drawn across their lives, as ignorant of the calm before as they are of the coming storm. Later, this moment will matter, not just for them, for the wind can know no master, but what it sows can be reaped, its fruits fermented into toxins. Your brothers and sisters are hard to kill. Faith is hard to kill. Too many of them still revel in the bodies your father gave them, groveling for the half-chewed meat he's tossed away. When the flesh fails, faith will follow. No one loves a father who can protect them. The treat begins to stir, the wind is coming, and with it change. You give those who lie in its way no warning. Across from you is a fellow cast-off, a fellow officer, a fellow gambler, eyes inscrutable, cards impossible to guess. The other players are broke, their companies, bonuses and leave, and even material pissed away at the table. Tomorrow some will die for want of shield ciphers. Others will live because the captain drew a triumph card. Chance. But iterate chance enough, and probabilities become inevitable, and the battle never ends. It's leave you're playing for you and your soldiers. Nearly every company is being sent to Ansao to deal with the Chalcedon's assault. But one lucky band will have a milk run and a good debauching. Not yours, though. The cards in your hand are low. You know your bluff will be called. Tomorrow, your grants will be in the thick of it. And this luck never will be playing nursemaid to an Aeon priest. Luck. Damn luck, grinding beneath it all pride and striving. You're singing. You were born singing. It shifts your senses away from the smells. It shifts your mind away from the shame. You like the doing of it, the escape of being trapped in your own thoughts. You've seen others that he made, cast-offs, strong and fast and beautiful, human. Even a Gibra once, swift swimmer, smelling of burnt copper. To yourself, in the dark, you sing of them and their lives beyond the ghetto's bounds. You could leave, couldn't you? Any action, any change would surely be better. But perhaps not. Every song has its place, the space that holds its sounds best, where echoes and reverberations harmonize. This is your place. He locked you here for better and for worse. You are your own shackles. So you sing. So many memories, so many lifetimes trapped within this place. The weight of it is overwhelming. Your book is basically empty. The only pages with anything on them are just marked with my tattoo. Well, basically, that's an important qualification. Very well, I confess, I'm not even the one who filled out those entries. I think they've been here the whole time. The chief demographer will have my skills, I fear, but truth be told, there just doesn't seem anyone to interview. Odd, isn't it? I would be happy to answer your questions. Well, I suppose I should. Yeah, I'm so sure the first thing to ask would be, mm, strange. Very strange. Well, maybe you have some questions for me. Is it really a good idea to use a book underwater? I suppose it could be a Numenera of some sort. Or maybe a letter stand from sorts or some sort of hydrophobic hide. Strange though. Truth be told, I hadn't particularly thought about it. So you're a census taker with an empty book that miraculously stays dry underwater. Can't you see that? See the theme piece, right? You aren't real. Ah. And he says, and then with a pop, he disappears. I have no idea why would we do that. Why would we make someone disappear? But apparently we do. How big is this place? I wonder. What's that? The water pulses were shimmering of this dark veil, belling the falsity of this underwater fabrication. Ah.
Let's go.
Good to know those places have borders.
I'm going.
An obelisk thrusts from the platform like a horn, or a claw, or a tongue. Its party-colored surface has a shimmer to it and a sleek texture. Not quite mineral, but not quite organic either. The garish appearance barely something ancient, even wise, that seems to radiate from the obelisk, as if it were here at the beginning, or close to it, yet retain its youthful energy. 4 runes are carved into it, symbols of a civilization that predated the truth. The runes are simple shapes, something like a heavy quadruped in profile, a serpentine double curve, a two-tined comb, and a right-angled corner. But despite their simplicity, or, well, perhaps because of it, their meaning is inscrutable. They could be simple glyphs depicting actual things from an ancient civilization, or symbolic ideograms, or phonemes, or senseless graffiti. They could be a warning, or an invitation, a name, or an epitaph. So Guzman's attempt to instill meaning on the world. You study the strange protrusions, seeking some meaning in its colorful whorls and patterns. Like all Numenera, its exact nature is hopelessly beyond the ken of later words. But from your training, you have a basic sense of what it might be. Some kind of psychic battery, storing a person's thoughts or memories. As you lay your hand on the sleek surface, the patterns move and swirl like living plasma. Actually, no, they aren't moving at all. It was merely a hallucination of some kind. You have a sense that this has happened before, this and more. A memory shifts and contours through your mind, like the colors on the obelisk. It's just a matter of catching hold of it. A broad smile spreads across your face as you feel the wisdom welling out from the stone. The two keeper up beside you, who helped scrap centuries of incrustations from the stone, sense nothing. From your satchel, you take a fleshy, living artifact and graft it with various devices and crystals. You lay it on the obelisk and watch as one of the crystals begin to glow faintly, siphoning off the obelisk's psychic emissions. You, and you alone, will reap the bounty of its teachings. As the memory fades, you sense that the obelisk's energy has dissipated in the time you were lost in your own, more recent past. The thing that had trapped the obelisk is long gone. So whatever it meant to share has vanished into the ether. Then why do you waste my time? Mazov. Azov? Mazov. Hmm. Mazov slaps his hands at the water in front of him as though he were banging his hands against the wall. Let me out, you monsters! It wasn't my idea! I didn't even want the damn talisman! As far as you can tell, there's nothing physically restraining him. You can reach right through the wall he's banging on. What's wrong? What's wrong with staying in your damn body for once? We could have escaped together, or you could have come back from me. I can't get out of here alone. But you're not trapped. Your prison is an illusion. Your prison is an illusion. No device can hold me. If I had something to work with, that is. Can I touch him? You put your hand right through the wall and place it on his shoulder. He doesn't seem to notice it at all. Pull him out. With both hands, you grab him and pull him forward. When he reaches his imaginary wall, however, he meets some kind of resistance. His face smashes against the force that you can see or feel. Leave me alone! Haven't you keepers done enough? Okay, let's try to understand it. He believes he's imprisoned in the oasis again, like he was long ago. But that alone should not be enough to anguish him like this. Finally it dawns on you. His agony is not his physical imprisonment, but the fact that he was abandoned by his maker twice. He can't be forced free, but what he needs, what he wants most desperately, is help. He's looking around for a tool. Perhaps if you give him something, then it could be the help he needs. Give him a shin. He looks at you, seeing you for the first time, then at the shin in your hand. Ha! I knew you'd come back for me, and you smuggled a sharper key past those damn gibbers. It was a sharper key, what? You. We are not in the oasis. Of course, how could I be so stupid? How else could the resonance chambers have worked? What are you talking about? This is a psychic substrate, a kind of mental dimension that connects us to each other. The changing God and every last one of his children. Even with all my knowledge and abilities, there were things about the resonance chamber that were a mystery to me. This answers a lot of them. This is the thing that links us all. The plane of our minds. He's here too, isn't he? He would have to be if he were alive when the machine was activated. You have to stop him. He'll be after the core of this place so he can finish the job. So he can snuff us out and save his own damn self. I know. But I need your help. Yeah, well, let's... He looks down at his feet suddenly. They're fading away. What the hell? Then, quick, take this. Find him, stop him. You have to. Soon the rest of his body fades, and then Mazov is gone. Oddly, you can still feel his voice in your mind. He might be somewhere in the labyrinth, but you have no idea where. Oh, burning ore. Nice.
Yes.
Oh, they scattered. Did you think I was part of the illusion? Perhaps. You remind me of her, yeah. Oh, okay, never mind.
All right.
Never mind then. We're done with this place. If we can talk to some of them, then I'm not willing to hunt all of the fish people. That was this one on the bottom, I think. Yep.
I'm going.
Oh, Matkina. Matkina holds her weapons tightly and screams. As you come close, the shadows around her solidify. She is relieving the horrors of the attack on Colm, and for a moment you're there with her. The first militia lashes out with their weapons, and the villagers transform into their monstrous forms again. Her weapons have no effect, and her dying friends gout blood that washes around her boots. The faces in her nightmare change and twist. You see the first masks. Pash's face, Melmoth the Memovira, countless faces, jeering, mocking, spilling their contempt across her. She fights savagely against the faces arrayed against her, each another stone in a wall of betrayal and mistrust. She is muttering and whimpering, as if caught in a living dream, and you can hear her whispers. Traitor, murderer of dreams, butcher, my fool must scatter you, burn you. I'm here. You don't need to fight anymore. I'm here, Nang. The shadows leer and twist around her, and a distorted version of Pash's face looms in the air. She raises a flame lance high over her head and strikes swiftly. Matkina knocks it aside, plunging knife in the shadow's body. The ferocious hit from the lance washes over you, even as the lance vanishes. This illusion is powerful. Too powerful to just talk her out of it. In a whisper, almost too soft to hear, you hear Matkina say, I don't want to fight anymore. Her illusion is more powerful than it should be. She's aware of you, but just barely. What she needs is to stop fighting, and the only way she's going to do that is if she believes her enemies are dead. Perhaps you need to become one of her enemies. Okay. You step forward, arms outstretched. She seeks you and attacks, driving her knife into your gut. She's too tortured to hit any vitals, but it still hurts. You come closer and put your arms around her. Ah? Tash? No. Who are you? She looks around at shades. You can barely see. They're all dead. All of them. I did this. If it weren't for me... This is a dream, remember. Hash tried to help you. What are you doing here? By the black tree, that's embarrassing. I suppose I owe gratitude for getting me out of that. You're my friend, you don't owe me anything. I'll hold you to that, shall I? Forget all about that pouch of shins that lifted off you earlier. Alright. With a plan in mind? Do you want to join? Between that and the road down here, well, not too much of a choice. I'm with you. Oh, and she honestly joins. Cool. We have Matkina with us. Do we have any weapon? Sonic Blade. I don't think I have anything I can give you. This is medium weapon. This is probably light. Yep.
I'm on it. Whatever you need.
You look up. The stone figure looks down, holding a circle symbol in its hands. Hair, or perhaps tendrils, curl from the edges of the hood that covers most of the statue's angular face. Abstract patterns race along the folds and wrinkles of the figure's robes. You tugged at the symbol. It might be your imagination or the light, but it looked like the statue's fingers danced around the borders of the icon's hands. It's not immediately apparent who the statue portrayed. Perhaps this was a major figure in under Gustav's life and found its way here somehow. You may never know. The symbol itself is a collection of shapes, a cross within a square inside a circle. Square. You lay your hand upon the square and a vision falls upon you, showing you a single figure kneeling at the peak of a jagged pile of bones. You cannot tell if it is a man or a woman, but the cast of tattoo is clearly visible. All you can hear are the whispered words. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You release the square and the vision fades. A vision unfolds in his arms, showing you a ghostly woman's face, the same ghostly woman you met in the calm of your mind. Anguish fades from her, in the translucent light. Before long, her face is flesh once more. A vision cracks open your mind, showing you a billowing, towering creature, screaming with 1,000 mouths. She's devouring herself. She is the avenger targeted for revenge, and she is dying. You lay both hands upon the symbol, pull, and a vision unfolds before your eyes. You tower over the world, crossing it with great invisible strides. Faces blur beneath you, a sea of them, but all of them have one thing in common. No cast of tattoos. You and your siblings are nowhere to be seen. The vision fades when you release the symbol firmly held in the statue's grip. Nonetheless, you still feel the rough edges of it on your palms, if only for a second.
All right.
If I remember correctly, we can only have 4 characters in with us. Well, 3 with us. 4 total.
Yes. All right.
I don't know you, I don't remember you. The slaver, tall Magura, is here, her arms flailing across her body. Shades of her tight, addicted compatriots flicker around her, substanceless specters who radiate a burning, ephemeral need. Her hands pass through them, and each time she looks as if she is going to vomit. Her feet are buried in the ground. She cannot move. You feel the tides coil within you, perhaps as a resonance to the hungry ghosts that surround Toll. Toll? Is that you? What is happening to you? I thought I heard something. A bird? Those ghosts, I know them. They were people addicted to what she did to them. Without me around to temper her powers, she would kill them. We should help her if we can. She was terrible to me, I know, but she needed me as well. I'm not condoning what she did. I'm just... I want to forgive her. She cowers, covering her head from a fresh attack. She seems completely unaware that either of you are even there. At first, they lap up the tide, swarming around as if for nourishment. But they cannot absorb it all. And they bloat and expand and become amorphous diaphans. The shades fade away from around her, and she mouths silent gratitude. She rests her weary head on the floor of the labyrinth and sinks into the ground, leaving no trace behind.
Ready.
I do wonder if that was what we were supposed to do. As far as we can tell, this Philetis looks exactly the same as the one you met before. Well, perhaps is the same. As you approach, its hidden body seems to draw a deep breath, but nothing emerges. No words, no nose, no exhalation at all. Its glass mask seems fixed upon you, but it just as easily could be sleeping within. The thing just stands there, as if indifferent, until suddenly it speaks. How many motes of light spilled up on the ground before you moved the basin? Many. The Philetus glass face shimmers with iridescence for several moments before it speaks again. Yes, the Yule calf gets sour milk from its mother's teat. Those that seek sweeter suckling waste away but never weep. The Yule herder spills salt tears, but the earth thirsts without tasting. Did you drink the light? I left it in the basin. No, you do not know the light. Ask. What did the light mean? What do your question mean? When the question is no, the answer is but a conclusion. Why are you here? I have always been here. What are you? That is not the question. Okay, what about this place? Everything. Let me try again. What will you tell me about this place? Nothing. Can you help me? Adeboshi, his other diversion exhausted, sought the clammy embrace of a Nirtermeron. The romance ended tastefully as did the libertine. At this point, I'll take anything, whatever help I can get, clammy or otherwise. In her ivory tower, the lady hears howling from the observation cells. Notes are taken, actions are not. So you won't help me. What is the question? Now you understand. No, I still don't understand. Eritis stands, fists clenched and knuckles wide at the center of his oar, his golden cloud. It takes him a moment to realize what's different here. He is in a hollow place within the glow, though it is reaching for him with hooked tendrils and jagged spines. Somehow, Eritis is holding the audience at bay. Tell me how I can help you. I don't know. I just know that I can't hold. I can't. He trails off, desperately searching your eyes for something that isn't there. You never have a chance to ask what it was. He sags, surrendering, lowering his head, and the work closes on him like spilling water, drowning him under it. Eritis? But he's beyond hearing your words now. The real Eritis, anyway.
Remember that.
Twitching lightly, The hero straightens. His hair is flowing gold and sparks dance between his fingertips. His eyes are wide and glazed with wonder. And in them, for just an instant, you see the man Eritis was alight and burning. Oh, Eritis, I'm so sorry. What? I don't need apologies. I don't even know what you're apologizing for. Come to think of it, I'm not even sure who you are. Wait in here for now. I'll come if I need you. Oh, another totem. Not this.
I'm going.
Wrapped around an aging stone pillar is a plated creature unlike anything you've ever seen. It hisses at the air, but its eyes, rows of them like spiders, are fixed on you, glittering. It's just a statue, but your body trembles to look at it. It wants something more than just the flesh. There's a strong feeling of malevolent intelligence surrounding this statue that you can't explain. Even more worrying, however, is the sense of familiarity you get while looking at it. The feeling of malevolence, of predation, reminds you strongly of when you first met Dracogen in the Bloom. You don't understand why this creature would remind of that man, however. Several memories strike you all at once. Not memories of your own past life, but those of your siblings. You see yourself prostrate before creatures exactly like the statue, but larger and more menacing. You're in tears, terrified. The creature stretches out a claw and some invisible force crushes your chest. A flash. Light from the creature's many eyes sears through your retina into your brain. You fall on the floor, aware but unable to move. In another memory, you storm through a burning village in search of some artifact. The memory races forward and you present that artifact to the creature. Another flash. You are kneeling before the creature. It speaks in your mind. Rise, my servant. Today you are no longer cast off. You are Dracogen, and you will henceforth speak in my name and carry out my will in this world. The memories flee. You're left trembling. This thing is Dracogen. The real Dracogen, not the man. It uses mortals for its own inscrutable ends, even as mouthpieces, as it did with the Dracogen you met in the Bloom. Several cast-offs have crossed it over the centuries. The creature finds the immortality and greed of your siblings useful, and their disregard for mortal lives convenient. This statue was constructed from their memories. One of them even served as a Dracogen long ago. The eyes remain fixed on the space you were standing before. Perhaps you just happened to notice them when you were standing in the right. With slow and deliberate care, the eyes swivel in their stone sockets and fix on you again. You reach out to touch the scaled surface. The statue doesn't move and you hear nothing beyond the sound of your breath, and yet you feel something watching you from beyond this place. A sudden heat bakes the palm of your hand. Something tells you that touching the statue is a bad idea. Yep, not touching. We are not summoning the great gods.
On it.
We are not summoning the great old ones today. And that was the last one.
Now.
Do we have anyone else here? No, Mazov isn't. Why is it dragging so much? I don't understand. So Mazov is not here at all. I'm gonna leave. No, I'm gonna take him with me. I'm gonna leave Eritis. Come with me. let's see, you also leveled up. Increase edge for might. Warp. When gains a positive fatal by targeting himself an ability or item, the last cast of gains the same fatal for the same duration. Okay. Tide, augmented color. Yep. And endurance. Yep.
Yes.
And there's only one portal left. Let's do it. Destroy them! Erase them in the name of our sire! The glaive you met in Milaves stares at you with wild fury and no sense of recognition, as though you were her most hated enemy. Another one? You've come too late to help the traitors. Kill her, too! Rema, don't! Deceitful as the first herself. My mind is clear and I see you for the avaricious liar you are. Oh, great. Defeat or find a way to free her. No, I don't wanna... How can I... With right click. I really wanna try slapping her, but we'll try persuading her. No. You're trying to trick me, aren't you? No, I'm not. Can I talk with someone else? Oh, that's me. Okay. As you point out inconsistencies between the world she can see and the real one, Rayma slowly relaxes. Bit by bit her shoulders droop, then relax, and then finally she lets her weapon fall to her side. What happened? She looks around, recognizing you and what's going on around her. I see. Well, I doubt you're here just to save me. You help me Mila West. I'll support you as best as I can. Oh, thank you. Defeat the remaining soldiers. Okay. So I can come here with I can use this on myself.
There we go.
And of course they're gonna target Matkina. There's 4 of them we need to deal with. Okay, that shouldn't be a problem. Is a word I never thought I would say.
I'm barely hurting it.
Rin is powerful now. Cannot fight. Can run.
I will gut you.
Don't touch Good evening, Wade.
Wasn't very effective.
Ah, you're doing fine. I am glad you're alive. I'm glad you lived to live another year. He still cannot attack. I still cannot hit with him. Okay, run away. Yeah.
Wasn't very effective.
The only thing about Metal Gear I know is that Snake is clone. And Raiden is a crybaby. And the famous scene with nanobots and the president.
Barely scratch this thing.
Yeah, you can barely scratch him, don't worry. Warp dash, is it a... Oh, it's attack! Ah. Let's do it like this. Looks nice.
Ready to take on the world.
Why did you go... Oh, you went all the way over there, okay. Also, you are thankful, but you won't help me, great.
On it.
Can this wailing stop, please? As you approach the crystals, their facets twinkle in the moonlight. Slow pulses of aquamarine light radiate from the center, with patterns, even repetition, instilling a remarkable sense of clarity. The fabrications of the labyrinth become crystal clear the closer you come to the crystals. What's more, you can feel the weight of energy inside the crystals trying to escape. There's power here, if you can release it. Smash it! Wouldn't do a better job? Not really. I can most definitely smash it. The blow creates hairline fissures in the surface. The pulsing continues unabated, but the crystal's tensile strength can hold it against many more strikes like that. Smash them again. Another blow, and the hairline fissures become large cracks. Reaching your fingers into the thin gaps, the glass is cool to the touch. You brace a foot on the stone curb and pull back. With a sharp snap, a small piece of the crystal tears open. A blue pearl lies embedded in the ground beneath it. The energy from the pearl presses against your mind, aching to escape. Escape. Crush it. Your boot compresses the pearl until it bursts with a liquid pop. A wave of cool light flows out in all directions. For a moment, your senses heighten, sounds clearer, vision sharper, beyond anything you've experienced before. Nice. Can I touch it so it starts? It's the agents of our coward sire. Hold the line! Remember the Nanon's fate and avoid the pylons. I'm gonna touch the pylons even more. And we can talk to them. Defeat, free, or incapacitate Andronos' squad. I cannot interact with this. I cannot interact with either of the pylons. Weird. Stanhand, First Militia, Zarian Daywalker. I can try talking to him? No. Okay. I'm gonna shoot him.
That wasn't very effective.
It was fine. Can I use it now? The strange machine vibrates, humming almost below the register you can hear. With every few seconds, the air around it ripples and an arc of energy spits across the space between this pylon and the enormous tower nearby. A small control panel glows in the side of the machine. The controls are not hard to figure out. Within moments, the air around the pylon begins to ripple, and an arc of energy connects it to the other machines nearby. The machine's humming increases. As you step away from the controls, the pylon's power begins to fade. The knob you turned to activate is slowly turning back by itself. It's only a matter of time before the pylon powers down again. Then go to the next one. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have more actions. Hit him. You tried your best. Don't shoot Rin. Or Matkin, I don't know who you shot. Where can you... Okay, you can go all the way over here. As an action. And I screwed up. Okay, you can... She can make it all the way to the other pylon. She will still be able to make it to the other pylon. Oh. Rima is helping us. No. Wait, so I have to oh, I need to activate them all at once. Oh my goodness. That's horrible. Yeah, especially since Matkina is down, is down. But Rin can activate the last one. With all three pylons activated, the massive tower pounds the air, every cast of caught within the web of its energy. Those still under the labyrinth's illusion suddenly freezes in place. Oi. Can we talk? You're not an agent of the Creator. I remember from Mila Vest. This isn't the endless battle. What's wrong with all of them? It doesn't matter. I'll help you any way I can. Wait, what? Nice.
Trust and honesty are our bonds.
That was unfortunate and...
Yes, now.
oh, she's dead. She's dead. Ah, you're welcome.
Yes, now.
You don't need to thank me. I could have used the cast off more. Ugh, I don't want to fight. It's over, Pash. We have the Reconcilier of Truth. Surrender and I won't have to destroy you. This isn't the endless battle, brother. Just an illusion. There's nothing beyond the door, but first, I will get to her. Yeah, as if I didn't have enough trouble. Oh, that door. Okay. I don't want to. So, we are doing my favorite strategy of hiding.
Trust and honesty are our bonds.
Oh, he is gonna help us. I'm sure he won't die a horrible death. Because I am hiding. Oh, I am not hiding. I'm going straight for that door. And oh boy, I can go very long distance. Of course I'm gonna run. That's the best strategy right now. They are fighting each other. There's nothing for me to do.
Consider it done.
At least they don't have to worry about who to fight with. I wasted second action.
Let's do this.
Strips of citrine light under a transparent casing crisscross the rough-hewn stone door in front of you. They meet in the center, their energy flows merging, binding the door shut tight. Smashing or quick fingers? Of course I'm gonna smash it. Wriggling your fingers under the edge of the stone glass, you manage to yank the covering free of the door. As soon as it is disconnected, the nearly unbreakable material crumbles to dust. The stream of flaxen light continues flowing, unbroken, holding the door closed. Searing heat emanates from the exposed beam. Yeah, I cannot do anything more this turn. I'm sure will help us. She hit him right in the gut. Matkina, can I make it to the door? Yes. But you have nothing required, okay. Never mind. Erin has quick fingers. Which she cannot use. Okay, figure out another way. Yeah. The beam is too powerful to disrupt without doing great damage. However, it has no apparent source. Somehow the beam is fitting upon itself. Rather than disrupt it, you deflect part of it away with a piece of metal. A smaller beam shoots up into the sky, and gradually the beam loses power. The energy sputters and flares, then dies. Underneath is a heavy but crude mechanical lock. Oh, great. Now I have quick fingers. Fantastic. You deftly lift the pins inside the cast iron lock. There is a satisfying click, and the doors open of their own accord. Fine, I won't waste any more time with you lot. No, neither will I.
I'm going.
See ya. Am I safe to use items? I think I am. Ability or skill, medium weapons, endurance. I'll give you endurance. Increase edge for speed. Anyone else? No. And let's see, inventory. I need more speed. And the moss. Give me bow. Use it on me myself. And you have the ones for my... It's so... Using items, using consumables here is so weird. Because I cannot use them from my backpack in the quick bar over here. No, I have to go through all of that. And I'm not willing to waste my actions during a fight to use them. Okay, wait. Do I have anything else to restore speed? I do. Or... Yep, I think that will be enough. You have walked into the middle of an argument. Neither of the speakers acknowledges your presence. Their concentration is fully engaged with the other. One of them looks like Andronis, the caster from Yellow Vest, but he carries himself very differently. Confident, haughty. This must be Andronis before he was cast off. The other is the first cast off, as you saw her in the Memovira's fortress, but noticeably less scarred and beaten, a younger version. No, Maralel. I gave you my reasons and I have had enough of explaining myself to you. I've aided you in your researches, uncovered secrets of the tides, and you never knew. Would never have figured it on your own. I'm twice the finger. You are an accident. I won't deny the advantages your awareness provides, but do not deign to suggest we are anything like equals. I can't tell you how much pleasure it gives me to see her trapped here. Pity there's no other way out. Oh, we've got to help her or we'll get stuck to her. Wouldn't that be ironic? Stop it. Stop arguing. This isn't real. It can't be. You were a father to me, but I see now that what you really are. You're a narcissist. You have forgotten the fear of death. I haven't forgotten the fear of death. I live with it every day, with the reminder of what it has taken from me. Don't you realize that everything I do is in service of gaining in the back? It's not just for me. What do you think you are to me anyway? We are children, all of us, and we're looking to you for guidance and help. We want to be your allies, but you keep setting us aside, and now you're withholding something that could save our lives. Now you're speaking for the rest of them, eh? Making yourself first among equals? Oh, well, I have said this before, but apparently it wasn't clear to you. So, I will clarify and you can relay these words to the others. I have but one daughter. You are not she. You have a daughter? You have a daughter right here. The one you're talking about has been dead for centuries, but I am flesh and blood. I am alive and begging for you to help. Stay that way. You're not my daughter. You're creation. You're a shell. Do you feel shame when you discard your old clothes? Do you feel pity when a doll burns? I feel as much connection to you as I do to that mask. I don't hate you, Maralel. I don't despise you. But you need to look at this from my perspective. All of this equipment, all of the cast-offs, they're all just byproducts of what I began long ago. I must finish what I started. How? How will you finish what you have started? The sorrow haunts us because of what you've done. I know that. Oh, gods! The sorrow is an unfortunate byproduct of my work. You know that. So my solution is simple. I'm going to find a way to bring you all back into myself. My mind will be whole again, and whatever evil the sorrow thinks I've done will be put to rest. It will leave us alone forever. Not us. You. If you suck us into your head, we'll no longer exist. I won't let you. We'll find another way. How? How will you find a solution that has eluded me? And by definition, you cannot. I don't care what you think. This life is mine. I will choose how to live it. She blinks several times, her eyes suddenly clear. The illusion is shattered. She startles and gapes at you. The changing god's avatar dissolves into dust and memory, as if it had never existed at all. A portal opens where he stood, beckoning you further into the labyrinth. Its grasp is undeniable. Ah, so it wasn't him. Why did you choose to save me from that? I said what I thought was the truth. Is that so? Doesn't matter. Nothing has changed. Then she turns abruptly and strides to the portal. Without turning around, she says, "Thank you."
On it.
Oh, that's a new one. That place looks familiar. Unreachable. The dominating image on this panel is a map of the room. 5 platforms in a circle around the central platform. It looks like controls to raise the floors, connecting the various platforms. Deep cracks radiate out from 3 different places, as though someone had smashed the panel in a hurried rage. The controls are unresponsive. And yet you feel something. The floors are like those in the deep fathom where you first awoke after your fatal fall. The platforms, as well as this control panel, are mental constructs like everything else here. They should respond to your will, if you just exert it. You stretch out your mind, trying to feel the tides flowing through this place. You can certainly feel their energies, but the floors remain stubbornly inert. Apparently, it won't be that easy. The tides surround you, swirling throughout the entirety of this place. You exert your will, pushing power through those channels and into the control panel. Even as you watch, the glass reshapes itself, the cracks healing as though they were never there. With a hum and a chitter, the controls come to life. The platform you are standing on pulses with an orange glow. showing the floors in their current state. Touching the platform on the screen would shift the floors. A familiar voice echoes from the depths below. You're still there, then. I had hoped the labyrinth would trap your mind as well, but apparently I made your body too well. But you don't have enough power to stop me. I've already breached the outer defenses. Go ahead, solve your puzzles, it won't matter. In a little while, you'll be nothing more than a whiff of nostalgia in my mind. Well, thank you, Father. I need to level up. Oh no, I forgot. With a hum and a rattle, piles rise.
All right.
Ability is our skill. Better weapons and improved skill. Better running. He always stays behind.
I'm ready.
The map on this control panel is fully functional. The platform you're standing on pulses with an orange glow, showing the floors in their current state. Touching the platform on the screen should shift the floors. There's an extra image here that was not visible on the other panels, a human figure in dotted outline. It flickers erratically, as though something were wrong with it. Okay.
I'm going.
I don't want to touch it yet. I am intrigued about this portal. It's not that I forgot about it. Ah, you little... Tidal energy from the portal blasts the floors back into the depths. You're able to reconnect them to the platform across the fathom, but not to the exit. You have to find another way to reach it. Can I change it? You feel reel backwards, energy slamming against your mind like a psychic force, but your defenses hold, and you are unharmed.
Ready.
Oh, okay, it connects back here, so we have to use the flickering button. Doesn't matter. You're arriving on an obsidian floor, several fire rights tower over you, stretching out their arms, painfully consuming your life force, swiftly leaving that body to its fate.
I'm going.
A flickering. As you place your hand on it, something activates within the panel. Not just this panel, but every panel in the room. The circular stations on every platform glow, and the image of a human figure begins to pulse regularly, as though waiting for input. Tiny needles puncture your fingers. There is a flash from the circular synth plate next to the panel, and a finger-long blade in the center starts spinning and humming around its axis. As it spins, it projects a three-dimensional image very similar to yourself. Your own body flickers in and out of phase. The blade spins faster, brighter. Your body's flickering accelerates until finally the blade dissolves, and standing on the platform is a fully grown human that looks remarkably like you. Oh, hello. The figure before you looks almost exactly like you, but a man instead of a woman. He doesn't bear your scars, but otherwise his face is like a mirror. Hello. You must be me. Do you know this place? I thought it was the glowing laboratory where prototype bodies were tested, but this doesn't look right at all. Where's the floor? The walls? All the equipment is here, but it's like a nightmare version of the laboratory, I know. As if somebody described the lab to a visitant that didn't quite understand it all. And then that visitant tried to recreate it. I don't know. Who are you? Well, I'm a short-lived version of you. Basically, our creator used these cloning stations to rapidly prototype different body types and features before deciding on a final shell for his consciousness. These look different from the controls I remember. It looks like I'm stuck on the most recent settings. Well, not that I'm a bad... that's a bad thing, of course. I'm sure you won't mind. How long do you last? Only a few minutes, give or take. It's not so bad. It doesn't hurt. At least I don't remember it hurting. How do you know all of this if you only live for minutes? Oh, that's the most interesting part. Our creator always liked to process things externally, to have someone to talk to. He constructed assistants all the time. I was unable to maintain my memories from version to version. That way I could provide more useful feedback on how one body moved or felt compared to another. Or progenitor would even have me perform tasks from time to time. Sometimes mundane, sometimes dangerous. The fact that I could learn from my mistakes was a great help. If you're me, then why are you a man? Or progenitor was funny like that. Gender for the next self was always a last-minute decision. Our creator was never content with one or even two. It was a fungible thing. He would constantly explore and experiment, even trying Varine, Gebra, and Diruk bodies at different points. You know, even after centuries with our creator, I can't explain the fastidiousness about gender. It's just the way he is. Could you perform a task for me? Like, walk to the other station and toggle it? Sure, I can do that. Thank you, me. And now what?
Yes, now.
Okay, now I think I understand why people hated this place.
Yes, now.
Create another one. Uh-uh. Right? Okay, so I can just... No, I missed.
I'm ready.
Now create a human and send him to the other place. Or will he go on his own? Yes. Oh, I wish the blood splatters would stay. Ugh. I'm confused. Because there's no human making here. So I cannot tell him to... Oh, there is one, okay. But I think if he toggles it, it will not be the one I want. But only... No, I think all of them can connect. Oh, I hate this place.
Yes.
I hate this place so much. I can understand why people hate this. So I want to go here, and I want him to toggle that. That way, this one will connect to that in the middle. I think. I hope. Okay, reconnect. Press the human toggle, and we are in the center. Please, I beg you. Yes.
Fine.
It's a stasis chamber of some sort. There are no controls on it anywhere, nothing that could help you raise the floors to reach the depths of the labyrinth. A woman lies inside, clearly visible through the shimmering energy field, and looking as though she were asleep. Her features are exactly those of the ghostly woman who met you in the calm. Something disturbs the air next to you. The ghostly woman's face begins to appear, as though your thoughts summon her. Please don't. You did summon me! I can discern your memories more clearly than the others, even more clearly than my own. But I remember now. This is who I was, the daughter of the changing god. It was long ago, after the Tabath had laid siege to Sagus Cliffs. My father fought them off, and I was among the survivors, but I didn't exactly survive. One of the Tabath's weapons made me sick somehow, in my mind. He discovered how to transfer consciousness, my consciousness, into a new body, hoping it would save me, but it didn't. My sickness followed me in my mind, so my father put me here. He tried to find a cure for me, and when that failed, he tried to bring me back from death itself. He thought I was unconscious in there, but I remember. The memories are fragmented, but they are there. I was aware of everything, and with so many new memories flooding my mind, I'm able to fill in the gaps I didn't know. How often has he tried to bring you back? Considering he had centuries to do it, not very often. At least a lot at first, then only when he remembered he had some new idea. He used the probability engines underneath Sagus Cliffs to birth women with my personality. He tried to use Heaven's Rejoinder, his means for turning back defeats in the endless battle. Once he tried to kidnap a version of me from an alternate reality, but she died in a tragic accident. He never tried that again. How much do you remember? I can't tell you in time measurements. I only know I was in the tank until the Sorrow attacked. My father fled, saving himself. Maybe he figured he could bring me back, even without my body. Kind of thing he would assume. Maybe he didn't care. Does that mean this Fathom is constructed from your memories? I don't recognize... No, wait. Yes, it's all twisted and distorted, but like in a nightmare, but yes. I think these are my memories. Can you build me a path? Yeah, yes, I can. Go. Stop him. He's harmed more lives than anyone can count. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, we have another level up. And I keep pressing space, bar, pause. Not happening. Infuse critical hits with entropic forces. Yeah, let's give you this. Should I give you healing? Yeah, sure. More healing is always nice. We are catching up on all the levels.
On it. I'll remember that.
It's the beginning.
I'm ready.
Countless scratches and wounds mar the surface of this door. Someone made a great effort to get inside, but to no avail. As you approach, however, the bars of the door shudder and bend. It wants to let you in. The door doesn't open at your touch, instead you are thrown into the door itself. You're in a glass dome several kilometers above the ground. Blue sky fills your vision. Beneath you is a floor of golden metal. A deafening klaxon blares in warning against something. A familiar-looking stasis chamber lies in the center of the dome. A chest fashioned from synth and cold iron sits to one side. Behind the pole, a diamond hovers in the air, scattering prismatic light. A pedestal glows near your hand, a deep azure blue. There is nothing that seems to warrant the blaring klaxons, yet you know the alarm sounds for a reason. The chest is locked with a keypad bearing 17 strange symbols. You're about to lose hope when you realize you know which symbols to press to unlock the chest. You enter the correct code before the memory can slip away. The chest opens with a soft click. The only items of note inside are a wooden shaft with a multicolored crystal tied to one end and a large hemisphere made of azure steel. Take it. There's nothing mystical about the wooden shaft, but the crystal in the end is definitely from a prior world. You think it might be a domination rod. The crystal saps the will of any creature it touches. The dome is heavy, too heavy to lift by yourself. Your best guess is that it's a wall projector of some kind, probably brought up here as a defensive measure for the laboratory. Unfortunately, you can't see any indication of what kind of barrier it would create, nor any way to activate it. As soon as you approach the diamond, the top of it blooms open. An illusory globe appears within. Words and images speed across its surface. A woman's voice speaks directly into her mind. Welcome back. Please state your query. A wave of familiar slams into you. The changing god used this as an archival device. He kept records of his faults and experiments. Specific records can be retrieved by speaking a search term. Alarm? There are no matching entries. Please restate your query. Escape? Previews of several entries flit through your mind. There are scores of results, and you can't figure out how they are organized, nor how to quickly ascertain whether an entry will be useful to you or not. It takes some time to sift through them for something useful. You will have to be careful what you spend time researching. Finally, you find one that's what you're looking for. A male voice. The voice of the body you're wearing speaks in your mind. I won't take any risks with this new body. I've initiated a fail-safe procedure to transport me away should something happen to me or the laboratory. If any unforeseen danger presents itself, I have to be able to escape to a backup location. Wall projector. The panel was not easy to find. Oh, your voice. The panel wasn't easy to find. There are no visible seams anywhere, but it's easy to open once you know it's there. As soon as I found it, I had a trans-dimensional wall projector moved to a new laboratory. I don't know what exactly destroyed the old location, but I know it was trans-dimensional in nature. The projector should create a barrier large enough to surround the entire dome, in case whatever it was comes hunting again. There's a thunderous boom. The floor shakes and sways beneath you, causing you to lose your balance. Outside the dome, the horizon tilts back and forth, giving you a sense of vertigo. Suddenly, a man appears in front of you. He's not Oh, there. You can see the clouds and the vista on the other side of him. He wears a look of human terror. He wears a look of human terror on its face. It's broken into the tower. It's only a matter of time before it reaches us here. We have to do something fast. His mannerism reminds you of the spectre from the labyrinth, though his face, clothing, and voice are not the same. Go back to the chest. Dome. Activate the projector. You find the panel mentioned in the archives. Once you know where it is, it slides open easily. You place your hand on the back glass inside. It grows warm at your touch, and there is the smell of light rain. A low hum murmurs at the edge of your hearing, and the air outside the dome begins to shimmer. The shield appears spherical. You can only hope it will buy you some time against what's coming. What's here? Why are the alarms going off? The Zorro is here. It found us somehow and now it's trying to break into the lab. We need to get you out of here. How close? It's inside the tower. If it gets past the electrostatic barrier, then all we've got is the plasma window below hatch to hold it bay. What should we do? I strongly advise you to save yourself, thus saving both of our minds. Unfortunately, that would mean leaving her. I don't like it any more than you do. The only other option I can think of are to somehow stop the sword by force. Unlikely, or figure out what it wants. I don't think we have enough time for either, but maybe you know something I don't. Maybe you can find something in your archives to help us. Still, just because what you're researching there. We don't have any time to waste. Okay. The Zorro. I don't know what the Zorro is exactly, just that it's old, really old, and it doesn't pay much attention to established laws of space-time. I wonder just how established those laws really are. Anyway, I first came across mention of it in my research of the tides. It appears to have been some kind of guardian against tidal abuse. Evidence suggests it may have been solely responsible for the destruction of one of the prior worlds. My experiments with consciousness transfer appear to have woken it. I don't believe it's after me specifically, but I have come to believe it was responsible for the destruction of my previous laboratory. There are no magic entries for Domination Road. Please restate your query. The consciousness transfer was a success. I transferred Mika to a new body first, a clone of her original. There appeared to be no ill side effects after several days, so I performed the procedure on myself. I'll be watching both of us carefully over the next few weeks, but thus far I'm very hopeful. I'm sure there will be unforeseeable long-term effects, but for the moment, it seems I have found a way to stave off death itself. I cannot imagine any long-term effects that could outweigh that benefit. There's nothing in here. I don't... Oh, there's the spectral man. Where's the tower now? It's inside this tower. Okay, so I need to find something. Tides. The tides have proven to be an extremely fruitful path of exploration. The Tabath don't realize what they have unearthed. They saw these trinkets as just more Numenera, but these forces may even have the power to turn back death itself. I certainly hope so, for her sake. There are no matching entries for the changing god. Please restate your query. The Dabaf were fools, but they were skilled scavengers gifted with the luck of having discovered the underspine. I still don't know what the underspine is, but I'm convinced it came from the Dalat. The same people from which I gleaned the powers of the tides and figured out the key to consciousness transfer. It's the best explanation for the Dabaf's success. Without the underspine, they are a little more than humans of above average intelligence. Suddenly, there is a tremendous popping sound. The air sizzles, causing every hair to stand on end and your entire body to tingle dangerously. It shattered the electrostatic fields! If it breaks through the plasma window, we're done for. What's your plan? You've got a plan, right? Why is it here? What does it want? I cannot tell you what it wants. Maybe it's something in your archives. You told me we woke it up somehow when we did that first conscious transfer. The Dalat people are believed to have existed long before the Ninth World. Dalat is probably not what they called themselves. Their true name is unknown. They made great use of a force referred to in these archives as the tides, using them especially to affect individual psyches. The civilization of the Dalat did not decline, but was completely wiped out by a creature called the Sorrow. Huh. That we know. I think Mika is sick because of the tides, possibly a tidal surge. If that were true, yes, that would explain quite a lot, including why her sickness followed her from one body to the next. You're a genius, if you don't mind me saying so. Could an equivalent surge undo the effects? No, that would require more power than either of your bodies are capable of generating. But I think you've discovered an exciting path of inquiry. It may take a few years, but the laboratory rumbles and quakes as the sword pounds away below. Never mind, we don't have the years. In a few minutes, we don't have anything. We don't have anything in here. Open the chamber. Hey, what are you doing? If we open that, Mika will die. Again. Oh. I'm an intelligence put in charge of this laboratory and either created from or overlaid with your knowledge and personality. As your advisor, I refuse to argue about the nature of my existence, so we're safely out of this mess. Can you make the alarm stop? Sure, just don't forget the reason for the alarms is still on its way. What about the locker? Last I remember you moved a bunch of new stuff in there while I was deactivated. I don't know anything about what you've put in there. Really, I don't see how I can advise you at all when you keep things from me. Ah. Do you control the teleport failsafe? Yes! And now that's a good idea. Problem is, it can only teleport one person. The girl, your archives, and your equipment will all be lost. Of course, you can just recreate me from your own consciousness, so it won't be a total loss. Anyway, why do you ask? Can you turn the failsafe off? Why would you do that? Not that I don't trust you to figure some way out of here, but somebody should escape with our knowledge. What's the point if you all die? Can you set it to teleport the girl instead of me if something happens? I could, but what's the point? Outside the stasis chamber, she'll die within months. A couple of years at best. It's better for you to live so we can find a way to save her. She's more important. Teleport her out. Right, it's done, but for the record, I think this is pure foolishness. If the sorrow gets here, you're just throwing our life away. There is a hiss and a screech beneath the floor. Suddenly, the metal hatch flies off its hinges, cracking the strongest ceiling, then smashing the glowing pedestal. Spectral man's image disappears. A foul black cloud rises from the hatch, and the air is filled with an unearthly wail and the stench of rotting flesh. Tendrils slash out, slicing metal and synth wherever they touch it. A terrible face emerges from the cloud. It examines you, then it turns its attention to the chamber. With a shout, you shove the crystal deep within the sorrow's form. Nothing happens. The sorrow turns its horrible attention to you. One of its tendrils darts towards you, slicing through both the strong glass wall and the steel floor. It reaches your face, and you feel nothing. The tendril goes right through your body. You realize that the dome is fading away. No, not your body is fading away as some device tugs it safely away to another location. The sorrow's unearthly wail becomes a shriek through the spectral advisor. Though the spectral advisor is gone, you hear his voice in your head. I'm disobeying your command. We always said we would never let our emotions get the better of us. If she dies, she dies. But if you die, then we're both gone, and our entire legacy with us. In fury, the sorrow's tendrils flay the laboratory all around it. The chest and diamond are cut to ribbons. The chamber disintegrates in a ball of purple flame. And the last thing you see as your mind fades from this body is the face of a young girl, melting and boiling into ash.
I'm ready to learn something new.
Interesting. The ghostly woman appears next to you. She stares at the door you just emerged from, her eyes as round as the moon. I remember now. All of it. I told you I was aware of everything while I was in the chamber. I remember my father abandoning me. I remember, too, how you risked your life for me. After the sorrow destroyed the stasis chamber, I woke up here, in the labyrinth. I wasn't aware, though. Not for a long time. Not until you came and started changing things. What do you mean by that? You are the last cast off. The one my father created to witness this place, to command it. You have been changing the labyrinth since you were first born. You are the one who will decide our fate. So you're not just a memory? No, I am not a memory, nor a reflection, nor a lacuna. I am Mika, the full consciousness of the changing god's daughter. But I couldn't save you. You tried. My father's advisor was just as self-centered as he was. It was his self, after all. Maybe there are some realities you can't change. I understand all that I need to. So do we now. There is one more mirror. Enter it. Open the resonance and end this. For all of us. And stealth? No. Running. So surprise, surprise. The changing god that was portrayed as an asshole throughout the whole game is indeed an asshole. A world revolves far below you, a sunset in scarlet flaring on the horizon. To the east, deep indigo shadows fall, painting the planet with darkness. The faintest shimmer of a force screen distorts your vision, and the exhalation of the station pushes warm, moist air across your skin. With a shock, you realize that the view before you is almost identical to the world you saw as you fell to the earth, just slightly higher. You hold an intricately filigreed metal staff. Its gray carvings slither under your fingers as if it were alive. You are in a great hall that is more like an organic space in a constructed room. Machinery literally sprouts from the floors and walls, with no sign of where the synthetic metal gives way to the substrata from which it has grown. Though humid, the hall feels clean and fresh, healthy and vibrant, full of promise. A holographic map of the moon hovers at the back wall, near a small glowing pod. A voice speaks, as if from the air itself. Are you certain this procedure will give you final control over the cast-offs? If you're mistaken, the chamber may fail, or worse, detonate with you inside. The voice is familiar, but you can't quite put your finger on its identity. What are you talking about? You had me run the calculations, remember? I told you that there was a slight chance it might explode with you inside, though the chances were vanishingly slim, and... Come on, it was only the other day. I realize you've a lot on your mind right now, but we need to focus. We've been trying to get this right for years. Centuries. The resonance chamber is ready in Sagus. We just need to make sure this body will work as a catalyst. If something happens down there, I'll signal you to move to the next vessel. And if you don't get out in time, well, you've got me. Let's hear it for redundancy. For now, let's just settle into the pod and we'll make sure this body will work for us. You've pinpointed the source of the voice. It's coming from the staff in your hands. You peer at it more closely and you see a glowing, ghostly image. The holographic advisor from the other mayor. No. This advisor looks different, augmented. It has the ghostly, blue-limbed, smoky appearance of the spectre. It is the spectre. You study the staff and it feels like coming home. It is a familiar friend, a comforting ally. It is the cornerstone to this moon. A key to every lock. You know that it copies your mind weekly, serving as a failsafe and a familiar consciousness that is your natural ally. When it speaks with the spectre's voice, and when it must manifest, it can create a ghostly image of the changing god's original body. Holding it, you feel safe, in control. I don't want any part of this. I've been trying to stop this from happening. Oh, for goodness. An invisible force suddenly whisks you into the pod against your will. The staff in your hand vibrates slightly and you feel yourself bathed in energies. Remain calm. This is all well within normal parameters. The minor explosion that follows, however, surely is not. Sudden klaxons blare. The nearby platelets vibrate furiously, and the deactivated construct's arm begins to spark and flare. Get out! The sword is going to destroy you! Your nemesis manifests in the great hall. Its form is tenuous, wispy as it congeals. It gains solidity in the fits and starts. The moon's internal defenses are slowing it, but they will not be enough to keep it out. As you watch, the sword shrinks itself past another line of defenses, jerking itself toward a more terrible reality. Its focus snaps towards you. It coils and rises, desperate to wipe you from existence. Get to another body. We can always make a new catalyst. Go! The map is a multi-level projection. Its orientation and layout is prepared in a way that is naturally pleasing to your eye, and you trace the route to a nearby escape cocoon without difficulty. You will have to remember the layout of the halls, but the map is clear enough that you think you can remember the route. You think on, or can you, or do I have to draw it? Oh. Try to pull one of the plates, or what is platelets? You take hold of one of the discs, your fingers sink into its spongy material, and with a slight twist of your wrist, you detach it from the column of energy that holds it. It hums and cycles in a pitch that makes your eyes shudder. With each cycle, the discs shift your vision, changing the colors you perceive. The tides churn within you as you hold it. It may have some effect on the sorrow. The construct itself is beyond repair, but a quick study reveals that each of the construct's limbs were designed for independent power. So, even though most of the construct is quiescent, its spiked-powered hand is not. Working quickly, you detach it from the construct's frame. It will be a suitable gauntlet. The powers that course through it may serve to delay the sword's advance. You feel the moon shudder, then you feel it tear. The alarms in the great hall have begun to strobe. The lights flicker. The moon's moist air suddenly shrieks past you. The sorrow has breached its walls. The hallway branches, with countless offshoots piercing the winding passages of the moon. You know that your escape lies down one of these routes. Your study of the map puts you in a good stead here. You count down the passages, and every landmark that you expect arrives when you expect it. As you race through the halls, you see a small slot in the wall. It holds a firm green gel that you know contains some kind of memory. You press your forehead to the gel. It soaks into your skin, leaving behind a dry, viridian paste. You are constructing the staff you hold. The specter speaks over your shoulder. This is strange, isn't it? Knowing that I'm watching you make my home, that I'm going to be updated in a week with your experiences, that my consciousness will fill this moon, and so will you, in an unbroken, indefinite chain. I don't hold any illusions about the sanctity of consciousness, but then you know that already. Oh, this conversation is turning us into a solipsist. We've been called worse. You pound into the bay, the doors shutting behind you. Your breath comes hot in your chest. You double over to catch your breath. Several cocoons are arrayed along the outer wall. You'll need to activate one, and it will spin its webbing around you. The smart membrane is tough, heat-resistant, and will transfer the entirety of the kinetic force away from you at the moment of impact. You see an injection of some sort, but it's across the bay. You may not have time to reach it. Sorrow tears apart the wall in a fury of light and tidal energy. The flickering energies inside its hooded betray no emotion except hunger. It is inexorable. The most you can hope to do is slow it. Use the platelet. You hurl the platelet across the bay. The instant it leaves your fingers and begins to change its shape, it becomes a cloth, a shroud, and it curls over the sorrow, enveloping your enemy. It molds itself across the creature like a giant scab, fixing the sorrow in place. For a moment you dare hope that you have arrested its motion, but the Scarabaeus fabric cracks, peels, and falls to the floor in a pile of organic flakes. You only have one defense left. You hardly trust it will be enough to get you to the cocoons and off the stoned moon, but it runs straight for the only hope to escape. You slip into the cocoon, activate the ejection sequence, and trigger it. The membrane embraces you, forcing you to drop the staff, and begins to slide free of the killing ground of the moon. And then your tattoo blazes, as if it's tearing open, an onslaught of the ties, all in blue and silver, a stream of information too fast and too large to process. A mighty blast buffets the cocoon, and you feel one of the sorrow's inky tendrils caress your cheek and burn into your mind, searing away knowledge and memory even as you tumble toward the earth. Amidst unspeakable pain, you feel something new forming within you, but you lose consciousness before you can identify what it was. I would hoped you would open up for me, and here we are, the spectre says, and his voice is not tied to his body. It pours from the walls around you, from the shifting floor beneath your feet. It's time for some hard truths, child. Before he can finish, the air twists in the room, an explosion of light, and a scarred figure steps out of it. How's this for truth? The resonance is mine. It belongs to me and all Castovs. I have worked too hard for it to be otherwise. Stand aside, old man, and let us determine our own destiny. Your destiny? You're a part of me. Your destiny was never yours to determine, and the resonance is not yours to claim. Only the latest Castov can open the door. That body and I are the only ones capable of using the power beyond. You are out of your depth, Marlel, and this no longer concerns you. I needed you to open the door, and you've done that. The cage I can handle on my own. When I enter the resonance, it will be to return my errant children to my mind where they belong. Leave me to it, and we have no further quarrel. What say you? You'd think someone who calls himself the changing god would learn from his mistakes. I'm not here to debate who I am or what I've done. I'm here to claim what's mine. And what is that exactly? You. You're her ghost, the one that haunts me. My daughter is dead. Do you hear me? I can't bring her back, no matter how hard I try. Is that so? She has nothing more to say, but her brow crinkles just slightly. She's confused, as though she doesn't recognize the spectre as her father. Enough! I don't wish to fight you, Castov, but neither will you keep this from me. What will it be? The resonance is not yours to claim. The real changing god died when I was born. You're just a backup of his memories. Ridiculous! I've served outside for centuries. This is him! You speak in simple terms, but you've danced. Even for one of my Castovs, I am the changing god, and you are standing in my way. I would say you are the one standing in the way, but if you were truly this changing god, then this woman... Even if this woman were just a memory, she should recognize you as her father, don't you think? But I saw it. I saw it on her face when you challenged her. You're a stranger. He flinches and turns to face her. She meets his eyes, blinking once, and shakes her head. You're not her. You're not her. Of course you don't know me. I remember speaking to you on the moon. You're not him. You're an assistant. An update. And I said the conversation was turning us into solipsists, and we said we've been called wars. But we also said that we hold no illusion about the sanctity of consciousness. That remains true. Be honest, don't you have any doubts? Of course I do. Your careless creation has left me trapped here. I've tried to fight for every inch of control. Admit it. You're not him. Please. You ask for honesty and I've given it. Here's more. I'll have my body and my love back, even if I have to burn you out of my mind. I admire what you've accomplished here, but it doesn't prove you're him. He turns aside, considering your words, his face hard. Enough of this. You're right. At first, I convinced myself I wasn't whole anymore, that something had broken in me or been left behind. But it makes sense. I'm not him. I'm close, as close as anyone, but the changing god is dead. He lets his hand fall, bit by bit. He begins fading away. Is it true then? Has our sire been gone all this time? It would seem you and I no longer have a quarrel. You did it. He's gone. You've accomplished something I could never achieve. I suppose I owe you my gratitude.
Hey, it looks like you've got this, and
And I have no idea what transpired.
I can't stay. I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm glad I got to see you one more time, though.
Will we ever meet again? I hope so. Keep Terry on you. Well, maybe if you need me. Well, he called me once, didn't he? Even if he doesn't, you'll always be with me. I wouldn't be who I am without you. Okay, something broke. Give me a moment. Hmm? Oh, that's interesting. I understand we are running out of time. We are already over time. I want to finish it. So why do you have to break now? Okay. Suddenly, she lunges forward and throws her arms around you. It's amazing how tall she is. Taller than you, even. She kisses you on the cheek. When she pulls back and smiles, her tears are barely noticeable.
Farewell, my friend. My home and hearth and bread are forever yours.
A portal opens suddenly. The bright light and trees you remember from before spill out of it. She waves one last time and turns to step through it. Ah, it broke again. Okay, I know how to deal with you. Okay.
Yes, now.
We don't have to fight, right? Okay, okay. I'm opening it. Pulsing waves of heat roll down the stairs, and you hear a low, continuous whirring that's somewhere between a sigh and a melody. The door is singing, as though welcoming you back. Even the slow light, the wheel at the bottom of the door fairly close. You feel your bones tingle at the sight of it. Something clicks in your mind, and the door answers. Hidden gears behind the spin behind the cage. The door is opening for you, and you, alone. The sorrow is here in its full power, wearing the unique psyches of its victims like a tattered cloak. Filaments of light and energy leak from it, strange colors that correspond to no tides you know. Its tendrils flutter and flap in an unseen breeze. You come before me at last, yet we have met so many times before. Its voice is a hissing multitude. One voice stands atop the rest, a woman's voice, soft and deep. It gives me no pleasure to meet you in this place, but you and your kind have left me no choice. Everybody your sire creates abuses those forces you call the tides. They draw energy from those around them. In doing so, you weaken the seals on energy you do not comprehend. You increase the amount of suffering in the world. Every attempt at mitigating that damage has failed. Every step results in misery. You are the first in millennia to hear me speak in an embodied language. You are persistent, tenacious, and durable. And so, perhaps, words will suffice where destruction has failed. It is time to bring this experiment in immortality to a close. The sorrow's gaze rests upon I remember you, the little toy, cowering, trapped in the ruins I made of our world so long ago. To show you mercy then, it was not a kindness, was it? You have lived too long. Come, join the rest of your world. I promise it will not hurt. Hesitates at your side. You feel its wordless need warring with the framing bones of its loyalty to you. You and are from the same world? The masters of our civilization treated the tides as their playthings. They polluted the tides and they suffered for it. Their suffering spilled out of the world and across the borders of reality. They created me to cauterize their self-inflicted wound, and so I did. I understand your companion more than you can imagine. We are created beings, each with a purpose. We are servants of the tides. I was created with agency. Your companion has none. It must teach the tides just as you must brave, even though it knows the ruinous cost. It is undeniably true. You feel mingled pride at your accomplishments and the shame beneath the pride, poisonous and hot. Inches towards the sorrow, then pauses, glancing back at you. You feel a yearning from and desire for the sorrow's gift. Strokes your ankle gently one last time. Then it turns towards the towering being opposite you. Dark tendrils close around your tiny companion, and is gone. Nothing remains but dying motes of light, the color of eyes, drifting into the air. Your companion has decided its fate. Let us return to our discussion of yours and of the harm your kind has done to the tides. How have the tides increased suffering in the world? The tides themselves do not cause suffering, rather the abuse of them in your bodies. Your kind has wrought torment on the world in the name of endless life. You bring pain, large and small, deliberate and inadvertent. Without you, the endless battle would never have raged. Without you, the children of the endless gate would not have terrorized the world. Betrayals, slaughter, and bloodshed are the hallmarks of a Kastov's wake. Your sister, the slaver, told my guru to cast her suffering into the child's Rin, though the girl had done her no harm. Artaglio sacrificed his courage, his sanity, and his life for you. Your sister Matkina took her adoptive father's eyes, and though she mourned, she did not change her ways. Even the saintly Adiris brought torment to this world. She thought she drew my attention when she lashed out at me in Mielavest. No, she was already marked. In her body, your sire brought the jagged dream to Sega's cliffs of foam and strife. Adiris rejected them, but chaos and misery trailed even in her passage through the world. Custos bring pain. I'm just trying to stop the abuse of the tides. Are you? We shall see. I know what they say of me, destroyer of civilizations, death's mistress, soul taker, ender of the cycle. We haven't heard any of those. Yet I take no pleasure in destruction. My pursuit of your kindness has been solely a matter of expedience. But you have come this far, despite my attempts to stop you. I will give you a last chance at an alternate solution. When Adiris asked you what one life matters, you replied that a life is truly defined by the continuity of knowledge it transmits. We shall see if you will stand by those words. I convinced the spectre that the true changing God is dead. Is this true? It is late to speak of truths and identities. The one you called the spectre was the embodiment of the changing God's lives and memories. When you convinced him he was dead, that became true enough. All that remains of the changing God, all that he is and was, is here, now in the labyrinth. Adiris said she never used the title surge in her life. How did she abuse the tides? The surges are one manifestation of that suffering, but your kind draw and distort the energy of the tides at a level you cannot understand. Her passage left lovers squabbling, children crying, and conflicts escalated that might have been avoided. Though she suspected this truth and sought the shelter of Milavest, even she has been the author of invisible miseries. Every one of you is the same. Then what is this place? This place is the central chamber of your collective mind space. It is the resonance, the true expression of which your resonance chamber was but a shadow. In this place you touch the knowledge and strength of every Kastov ever created. When you escaped me on the moon, I placed a piece of myself here as a last resort. I have ridden here in your mind since then. Indeed, I could not have found the moon had you not returned to it in the mare, bringing me along with you. I called myself to myself in that reality, breaching the station's defenses to close the loop of time that brought me here. All to ensure that the power of the resonance is not abused, that your kind does not worsen the world again. I am a guardian, a protector. A legacy of a forgotten people, tasked to watch over that which they failed to defend. So, what happens now? It is up to you. The question is, with what purpose have you come? I never meant to come here. Yet you are here nonetheless, and so you must make a decision that will affect all of your kind. My sire believed that subsuming all the Castos into himself would stop you from hunting us. Is that true? Perhaps, for a time. If he could resist making no further cast-offs. But I have trailed him across the centuries, and I know that he could not resist. The lure of new experience is too strong for him to resist. He would have awakened me again and again. The first said that severing the connection between us would stop you from hunting us. Is that true? The connection of which she speaks is the labyrinth itself. You would no longer draw your power from this place, and my pursuit of you would cease. Your sister's solution would have shattered this place. It would have destroyed the tidal seals that protect the populace from madness. My charter is to guard those seals, to protect that energy. Had her plan actually worked, it would have destroyed the minds of thousands. I could not allow that to occur. What if the cast-offs were subsumed into someone else, someone who wouldn't perpetuate the cycle? Could you find such a person? I would consider it an ideal solution, yet consider this space. This is a space too large for any mortal mind. Even one fractured through reality cannot hold it all. Only someone already attuned to the labyrinth might successfully contain your minds. Only one of your kind. Does that include Mika? She has no body. But if you were to allow her to rise to the surface of your mind, to take your body, then it would be possible for her to absorb these experiences. Though I do not know if it would cure the illness that spurred her father's experiments. Is there another way to sever the tidal connection? The resonance chamber was a blunt instrument. Alone, it would have shattered and destroyed the labyrinth. The resonance, however, is a sharp edge. It can sever the connection cleanly and without harm, eliminating your kind and the threat you pose to the integrity of the tidal energies. It is the wise choice. What if I just want everything back the way it was? Is that possible? Yes, you and your kind can continue to exist, and I will continue to hunt you down. The ever-present looming specter of your mortality, erasing you from history one by one. I will allow this. How do I choose? It seems like you allow any choice I make. What will you oppose? The resonance has the power to combine and sever, and to remove the protection over the tides entirely. Doing so will unfetter a truly dangerous force, imperiling the land and the psychic landscape for millennia. I cannot permit this choice and will resist it with all my strength. Remove the protections like you. I am a part of those protections, but not the only part. The released tidal force would flow across this territory, devastating the mental landscape. Many would suffer serious damage to their sanity, and others would find travel through the resultant psychic pollution impossible for thousands of years. This I will not allow. How do I choose? I have entwined myself through every piece of this place. It is mine. Tell me your choice and I will make it reality. If I approve. If you would prefer that we all die, why don't you just sever the connection? I have manifested here, but I do not control the resonance itself. I am the lock on the door, While your thoughts are the key, your will remains paramount in this place. I can resist your choice, but I cannot make the choice for you. What if you don't approve of my choice? Then I will oppose you for my strength. Very well. I await your decision. The only one blameless in all of this is Mika, the mortal daughter of the changing god. Merge our consciousness into her and she'll live out her days in my body. Her? You choose the catalyst of this whole situation to survive? She's not blameless. Without her, we'd never have attracted the source attention in the first place. She has been dead for centuries, you fool! Give the gift to the living. The first is right. You don't know this dead daughter. You don't know what she's capable of. If she's anything like our creator, she'll make a bigger mess than what we have now. Give life to one of us. Someone who has proven themselves. You have lived your life compassionately and with sacrifice. Your answer does not come as a surprise. Though your willingness to sacrifice the lives of your siblings does. Tell me, why have you made this decision? She had nothing to do with this situation. She is innocent in all this. It was the changing god's fault, not hers. I can't blame the victim. You're asking me to accept oblivion for the sake of a girl who has been dead for centuries. You want me to set aside all my history because you want someone else to reach her potential. But isn't that what we're all doing? Aren't we all trying to make a better world for someone else? Fine! Give it to her. I don't care. You've confessed with me. Kill us all. A fair answer. If this is your choice, then we shall commence with the solution. It's not my choice. It's not my solution. I refuse to submit to this. I'm sorry, but we're all tainted. At least this way someone comes out ahead with a fresh start. This is our fate. Like hell it is. A blade falls into her hand and she strides towards you with murder on her face, when the sorrow's tendrils fall upon her and unmake her. All that is left are floating wisps of heat and light. The decision is already made. Find your peace now. The sorrow stretches its arms. Prepare yourself. The lights that dance through its form coalesce. The tormented minds that hang within it begin to stream away, drawn to some hidden singularity at the heart of the chamber. The sorrow dissolves, thread by thread, into that invisible hole, decoring into a lattice, a ring, a nearly comprehensible language of symbols and thoughts, laying its purpose bare. A pure white light grows at the heart of the resonance, reaching towards you. The light envelops you in a soft embrace. The walls of the labyrinth collapse around you. You, and the other Castovs become the singularity, and the minds of the Castovs trickle towards you. A stream, a torrent, a flood, a tsunami of experience and memories that stretch across centuries and worlds unimagined, and you remember it all. You remember it all, the pain and tragedy and suffering triumph, all the modes and dreams of countless others trying to leave their mark on the world. Let them come. The torrent continues as you surrender control. The memories of Castovs you have met, the ones you will never meet, fill your mind and overwhelm you. You taste their bitter notes and their sweet. The knowledge of solitude and the deaths of friends. every life, every love, every enemy, the first kiss, the first broken heart, the triumph of justice served, the ashen thrill of revenge realized, sadness, joy, fear, anger, the secrets hidden and the truths revealed. All their memories and hopes congeal and compress, joining yours. They overwhelm you, a rising tide of demands and wills honed by centuries of life, drowning you within them. You surrender your identity, sinking into the resonance, and they sink with you, combining into a single sweet note. And then the memories are gone as you stream into Mika's mind and memories, filling her with the wisdom and experience of your lives. You shut out sensation and thought, coiling in on yourself like a flower returning to its seed. And then a great radiance surrounds your mind, an encompassing brilliance. You slip into oblivion, secure in the knowledge that some friction of your life continues on. When you open your eyes, vertigo assails you. The sorrow hovers here, its tendrils coiling and twisting. You sit up. The detritus of the battle surrounds you, but you feel a quietness in the room. A lack. It takes you a moment, and then you realize the first is gone, as are all her allies. Not just dead, but vanished utterly. Even Matkina is gone. No sign remains of her passage. The world is familiar, but you're seeing it through your eyes. You feel your consciousness slipping away as if sliding under a tectonic plate. You are becoming Mika. The resonance is sealed, the tie is once again at rest. Your father's final vessel has restored you to life, and all the customs are a part of you now. Our journey is concluded. What happened to the last? She chose to give her life to you. She allowed her mind to join those of her siblings in their resonance, and they created the foundation for your new life. What about my father? Lost child. He spent his years trying to restore you to life. He has succeeded, though at the cost of his own. I caution you against any attempt to restore him. Let his legacy be manifest in your person. What will you do now, Aritis?
Do? Now? The now has never felt so much like an end until, well, now. I suppose I could find another beginning? That's what I'd like. Saving the world for someone else.
Go now. Choose a wiser path than your father did, and we will not meet again. You look away from the diseased patch of air, but this place is not much better. You are surrounded by blackened, bloody rubble, by death. It is time, perhaps, for some fresh air. Taking a deep breath, you set off. The daughter of the changing god set out into the world he had, without knowing, made for her. She traveled in the body that had once belonged to the last cast-off, and with a mind forged by sacrifice. You were remembered for your wisdom and selflessness. For many years to come, tales of your life inspired healers to know themselves, to better themselves and to make the world a better place. Aligarn sought his friend Orf, but never found him. In despair, he journeyed west through Ugur, Kala, and into the Steadfast. No one could provide him the answers he sought, and he became a dead-eyed mercenary, hurling his living tattoos with abandon. He was a haunted man. He never knew what became of his family, and he never stopped looking. On the day of his death, I couldn't get that. What became of Calistige no one knows. Some say she wanders into the deserts around Sagus. Others say she was found dead on the streets shortly after the most recent Bloomquake. And others still say she wanders the known world, seeking something forever beyond reach. Eritis set off on his own, blazing as bright as any comet, and yet the cloud of nanodemons had not exaggerated the cost of their hero's increased power. Soon, Eritis was limping, then crawling. A week later, a traveler found an unremarkable straw-haired stranger lying dead in the road. He did not have a single wound, a single golden fleck marked the corner of his mouth. Light-footed footprints, the corpse's feet were clean and bare, the traveler noticed, wound away down the road, in the direction of the sunrise. As the sorrow promised, felt no pain when it died. It joined the others of its kind in peace. Forever and ever. Reen returned to her world content. She had rescued the one who had so kindly rescued her. In so doing, she brought closure to a significant part of her life. She would never forget the last cast-off. As for the rest of her story, that has yet to be written. Alara, the girl once known as Loss of Self, not only remembered her name and heard the faces of her parents, but the next time they came to bring her food, she was able to tell them everything that had happened to her. Alara returned home, happy for the first time in years. The veterans of the Fifth Eye enjoyed their retirement from the psychic wars. They drank, they laughed, they retold the same tales to anyone who would listen, until one by one their minds faded, and soon there was only Ziob, drinking with her friends by herself. Although the crippled construct eventually agreed to give up trying to procreate, Tarnish could hear the torment in the foreman's voice. Finally, after Tarnish had grown old, too old to do more than tinker, he changed his mind and worked to help the foreman bring his children into the world. Soon after his 91st birthday, they were successful. The quakes beneath Sagus cliffs ceased for many years, despite Pelial's concern that without leverage over them, the Stygia would return someday. She would stand in the square most days, preaching her fear to whoever would listen. One day, Pelial announced that she had evidence that Stygia had returned. She called for a group of brave souls to follow her beneath the city to stop them before it was too late. Several of her previous listeners followed her into the dark. Nobody knows what has become of them. The children of the Endless Gate ran rampant over the valley. Within a month, every memorialist and traveler had been killed, except for the hardiest of explorers. Even poor Oddwood eventually found his spirit, freed from its cage. Now, no caravaner will travel to the valley, and the necropolis has become a dungeon rather than a memorial. Late at night, the screams can be heard from as far as Colne village. The Bloom was relatively quiet for days after the Sorrow's attack on the Memovira's fortress. Nearly all of the Memovira's soldiers had fled, and the rest of the Bloom's denizens waited quietly, wondering what would happen. When the Memovira did not return, and nobody rose up to take her place, that's when the fighting began. It started with the mutants of Little Niliesh, but soon every faction was involved. The Bloom became a deadly battleground. One of the Bloom itself seemed to encourage, engorging itself on the lust of its denizens. Bruska harbored a small contingent of civilians inside the fortress, hoping that the violence would die down. They are still there, hoping. Bernard Artaglios II continued in his commanding officer's traditions as best as he could. Artaglios' irregulars eked out a modest life in Kurjan's slump even without their leader. When the troubles in the Bloom started, Renard and his men barricaded Kurjan's slump. They are still there, though the Bloom itself tears down every barricade they erect. They simply build another one, making sure the slump, at least, remains safe. The ruins of Mielavest lie broken, untouched. It is more than a century before a group of explorers stumble upon them, wondering what happened in this place. What in the Ninth World could have caused so much destruction? That was a lot. That was very quick. That was way too quick. But yeah, That's it. Torment ended. And so I am waiting for the very big DLC expansion for the not Tides of Numenera, Planescape Torment to come out. We're still a couple of years away from it. But yeah, it's gonna bring a lot of content. And now I have to find another game to play on Mondays. I'm more content with the ending of this one than I was with Pillars of Eternity 2. Like, the length of this ending, from the moment where we entered the labyrinth to the moment where the specter allowed us to make the choice, that is an ending. That is a statement. It was fun. I mean, I don't know how I feel about the rest of the game though. It locking me out of the previous locations. I wasn't physically able to go through the endless gate, so there was nothing I could do there. Once I got the living armor, it was easy. Oh, maybe I should have hidden before. Well, it was still nice. It was first and probably not the last. There's still the Warhammer RPG as well. So it's possible to continue with sci-fi RPGs. But one of few science fiction RPGs, for sure. Yeah. It was weird. I liked the twist. I mean, yeah, it was nice. Not as bad as it was covered on the internet. Having said that, I will never play it again.